Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello my students and welcome to English for Iraq. We are studying in Unit 6 about friends abroad. Now, on page 51 in your student book we have a round up revision. So, round up. What we have in this round up? The first thing, we have describing people. So describing people, we talked about this. To describe people, we use some adjectives, and before that let me show you the question I use when I want to ask about appearance, about the outside shape. What does he or she look like? So to ask about the appearance, I use this question: what does he look like? What does Noor look like? What does Ahmed look like? Now, the adjectives I need to talk about the appearance of somebody: tall, short, medium height, and also I need to use the colors. Now, this is if I want to talk about the appearance. Also, I taught you how to ask about the personality. We use this question: what is he like, or what is she like? This is to ask about the behaviors, morals, personality. And how can I describe somebody and to talk about his personality? We can use some adjectives talking about personality, like patient, hardworking, lazy, kind, friendly, helpful, and honest. Now, I will come here to number one. I'm going to read these sentences. Pay attention to these sentences. We have 4 sentences. He is very tall and thin. He is short and plump. He has gray hair. She has long dark hair. In these 4 sentences, we are talking about the appearance, about the shape, about something in the body. Now, these sentences: he wears glasses here. She's wearing a white blouse and a blue skirt. In these 2 sentences, I'm not talking about something in the body, I'm talking about the clothes. Also, sometimes I need to, to describe somebody, to describe his clothes. But when I talk about clothes, I'm talking about something temporary. Yes. Now, on the same page, page 51, I'm going to explain something. I'm going to explain how to introduce yourself, or to introduce somebody you know to another person. Let's read here. Practiced introductions. How to introduce somebody. Let's read here. This is my father. This is my father. How do you do? Look, be careful about it. This is very important. How do you do? How do you do? So, notice here, the fathers of Fuad and his friend Yuki use the same sentence to to greet each other. How do you do? How do you do? So we are talking about introduction, and now how do you do? How can I answer, or how can I reply to this phrase? I reply to this phrase by using the same sentence. How do you do? I answer, how do you do? And this has got the same meaning of what? Of nice to meet you. So when somebody say, how do you do? When you meet somebody for the first time and he or she says, how do you do? You should answer, how do you do? Be careful about it, please. Now, my students, on the same page, page 51, I'm going to talk about the third point in this roundup here. We are going to study the different continuous tenses. Now, let's start with the first one, A. Yesterday, I was watching TV when Abla rang me. What do we have here? As it's shown here, we have past continuous, you see? Now, so we have past continuous. What do we need to make a sentence in the past continuous? We use either was or were with verb ing. Now, I will repeat. Yesterday, I was watching, you see? Now, the next example, I'm sitting here thinking about what I'd like to eat. This is what? Present continuous. The first one, past continuous. What do we need to make a sentence in the present continuous? Let's see, is, are, and we have the main verb with ing. I'm sitting. Now, the last one here. At this time on Thursday, I will be playing. Will be playing. This is what? Future continuous. What do we need to make a sentence in the future continuous? We need will, be, and verb with ing. And now, my students, move with me to page 80 in your activity book to start with exercise B. In exercise B, we are going to talk about two men, Tom and Mike, to describe them. So, first, let's repeat something. Let's explain something. Describing people. How can I describe people? We either talk about the appearance or about the personality. How can we ask about the appearance? We use this question. What does he or she look like? What does Ahmed look like? What does Noor look like? Etc. Now, to describe people, to talk about their appearance, we can use some adjectives describing the body, describing what we see. Tall, short, medium height, plump, fat, thin. Also, we can, we have here a missed letter. We can use colors. The missed letter is O here. Yes, so we should add O here. Colors. Now, so to talk about the appearance, we can use colors to talk about what? To talk about the eyes. For example, I say Noor has got green eyes and black hair. Also to talk about the hair. Now, if I want to ask about the personality, what can I use? How can I ask about the personality? I should use this question. What is he like? What is she like? What is Ahmed like? Now, make a comparison between the first one here, when I want to ask appearance, and the second one when I want to ask about personality, about behaviors, about morals. Now, here in the first one, I used does, you see, and here I used is. At the end of the first question, I need look like, and in the second question, I need only like. Yes, so now here, when I want to talk about personality, behaviors, morals, yes, what can I use? I can use adjectives talking about personality like patient, hardworking, lazy, kind, friendly, helpful, and honest. Now let's go back to Tom and Mike. Let's describe Tom. Now, of course, we are going just to talk about the appearance. Here, what we need is only to describe the appearance. Now, let's start with Tom. Look at Tom. How can we describe Tom? Let's take this an example describing Tom. I'm going to read. Tom is tall and quite thin. Quite, why did we use quite here? Just to make it more polite, not to say that he is very thin. So I say quite thin. So I use quite, and a minute later we are going to learn another word or phrase also to make our sentences more polite, our description more polite. Now, Tom is tall and quite thin. He is wearing a black jacket. Of course, the colors are not clear very well here, but anyway, he is wearing a black jacket. So I can talk also about clothes if I want to talk about the appearance. So if I want to talk about appearance, we can also talk about clothes. Now, he is wearing a black jacket and the glasses. Look, he is wearing what? Glasses. Now, let's move to talk about Mike. Let's take this an example describing him. Mike is quite short. Look, quite short, not short alone. This is to make our sentences, our description more polite. And a bit fat. Also here we have this phrase, a bit fat, also to make it more polite. He has long brown hair. So we are talking about Mike. Now look at his hair, long brown hair. He is wearing green t-shirt and yellow trainers. Now the colors are not clear in your book, but anyway, just to learn here. And now, my students, on the same page, page 80, we have exercise C. This is to, to provide us with more sentences to practice using future continuous. As we explained, future continuous will plus be plus verb ing. Now, we have three situations or three sentences. Number one, or A, what you will be doing at 7 o'clock this evening. So I should say what I will be doing at 7 o'clock. Let's see an example. Now, I will be watching TV at 7 o'clock this evening. We can change whatever we like. So we have a lot of answers or a lot of ways to answer. Now, B, the second situation, what you will be doing on Friday. On Friday. Now, let's take an example. I will be having a party with some friends. Now, the last situation, C. What you think you will be doing when you are 25 years old. This is about the far future, about something you plan to do in the future, maybe after you finish your school. So let's take an example. I will be studying medicine at university when I am 25 years old. The most important, my students, to pay attention to using will with be and verb ing in all sentences. This is a future continuous, and thank you very much.